لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. حسبي الله نعم الوكيل، نعم المولى ونعم النصير. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وخاتم النبيين، حبيبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا وطبيب نفوسنا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم، وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، سيما بقية الله في الأرضين، روحي وأرواحنا العالمين له الفداء. قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم من بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة. صدق الله العلي العظيم. السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala first to accept all our good deeds, our worships, our fastings, our prayers during this blessed holy month. We're back here again on another day of the holy month of Ramadan with the topic of month of opportunities. Ramadan, the month of opportunities. And we say that there are practical guidelines or advices to benefit from this great opportunity, from this great month. 5 of those guidelines and advices were given. Number 1, repent. Repent from our past mistakes and sins. Number 2, practicing sin distancing. Number 3, fasting with all parts of our bodies. Number 4, fasting or benefiting from waking up for the suhoor, for that early breakfast before morning prayer, before Fajr time. And number 5, reciting the Quran with care and understanding. All those 5 advices and guidelines were discussed and explained in detail. Today, we would like to talk about the 6th advice. Advice number 6 is to practicing to get rid of our psychological illnesses or symptoms, such as jealousy, such as having evil intentions, or being hostile towards others, such as having ill feelings, stinginess, laziness, gossip, lying, and etc. These are psychological illnesses, and Ramadan is that month that we can take this opportunity to look into ourselves, to see that, God forbid, if we are affected by any of this, if we have any of this, then I should start working on myself and practice get rid of it. In the Holy Quran, in chapter 75, verse 14, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بل الإنسان على نفسه بصيرة. In fact, man, human being, is well aware of his self. He knows himself better. I know myself better. I know which one of these symptoms I have. And this is the month that I can work to fix it and to get rid of it. Psychologists, experts in psychology, they say that all of these illnesses that we named, they could fall under one category, and that is the illness and the symptom of having unhealthy competitions between us and people. Sometimes people are influenced by their peers and they adopt certain behavior. In English, if I don't make a mistake, they call it herd effect, H-E-R-D, herd effect, or herd mentality or mob mentality. That is that I look at others and I compete with them through unhealthy means to exceed them, to become better than them. Now, it could be, I could lie about them, I could gossip about them, I could become jealous about them. Why? Because I just want to become like him or better than him. It really matters for me what people say about me, and I like to become better than the person that I'm competing with. This is that unhealthy competition, which in Farsi, in Persian, we call it cheshma ham cheshmi. We just see what others have, and I want to have it as well. I don't see my own position and my own condition and my own capabilities and what I have. Regardless of what I am and who I am and what I have to become like the person that I'm competing with, even if it takes unhealthy means and unhealthy routes to do this. This is a symptom. This is an illness, and this is what we are advised to look into ourselves to see that, God forbid, if we have it, we have to get rid of it. So, according to the psychologists and the experts in psychology, they say what leads to gossip, what leads to lying, and what leads to jealousy, what leads to having evil intentions about people, what leads to be hostile towards people, it is all this unhealthy competition that one may have with other people. This is that big symptom. This is that big sickness which makes us to do these other things. Now, then I have to see that, God forbid, if I have this, so I should get rid of this unhealthy competition that I have within me. And I know that if I don't get rid of this, then I will fall in the trap of sometimes lying, sometimes gossiping about people, and being jealous sometimes. Sometimes I'll be hostile. It's all because if I don't get rid of this, then those other things will come with it. If I get rid of this one big thing, then I can destroy the other small symptoms as well. This is why in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't directly tell us to not gossip. It doesn't tell us don't gossip. It tells us don't be suspicious about people. Don't try to look into people's lives and try to find out everything about them. Don't do that, because if you do, this will make you fall into talking bad about them, gossiping about them. So I need to find out what leads me to this unhealthy competition, or what leads me, to this lying and gossiping and jealousy and stinginess and evil thoughts, ill feelings, everything. What leads to it? That is this unhealthy competition. I need to change it to a healthy competition. So, so far we have found out that if we get rid of one big thing, we can get rid of 10 other small things that may happen to us. But now I need to find out that what causes this big thing within me. What causes me to start having this unhealthy competition with people? The psychologists are, again, they're coming and helping us. They're saying that choosing wrong role models, choosing wrong paths will lead to unhealthy competitions. It is because man in nature, he wants to have a role model. He's always looking at other people, what they do. It's his nature. He likes having role models. But if he chooses the wrong role model, let's say if he chooses a role model that the Qawm of Bani Israel in the Holy Quran, in chapter Qasas, in Surah Qasas, in probably 20 to 30 ayahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us about the story of Qarun. Qarun was an individual whose goal in life was all money and this dunya, this worldly affair. And he had reached that level. So a lot of people chose Qarun as their role model, and they wanted to become just like him. And Qarun was not a good role model. And Qarun had wrong ways of reaching his goal. So people just wanted to do anything that Qarun did, they used to do. If Qarun, took people's rights and he gossiped, and if he lied, and if he was stingy towards people, if he was jealous just because he wanted to reach his goal in life, people also adopted the things that Qarun used to do. So with each other, if they competed, they gossiped about each other to turn each other down so that they could, exceed each other. They lied about each other. They were jealous. They had evil intentions. They were stingy. Everything they did just because their role model was a wrong role model. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that when he ends the story, that then Qarun was destroyed and he lost everything. Everything was destroyed and Qarun was defeated. Then people regretted and they were sorry that Qarun was their role model, that they chose him as their role model. So having bad role models and choosing wrong paths, that leads to unhealthy competitions, this herd effect, this herd mentality, this mob mentality. The second thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the psychologists, the experts in psychology are saying that this causes people to fall into this unhealthy competition, that is this feeling of humility. A person feels that if he doesn't reach certain levels, people may look down at him. He thinks that he has to be better. He has to be better than everybody else. Otherwise, then he will be, he will have a lower personality. He will be humiliated. So this is that feeling of humility. To solve this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He teaches us that you can gain your needs naturally. Don't try to choose paths and means that are unhealthy just because you feel that if you do not reach these paths and positions, otherwise then people will not look at you as a better person, as a higher person. You can do this naturally. Don't try to go against your capabilities and against what you have. Just see what you have and just naturally, normally try your best and then reach where you want to be. So that can cause a person to have unhealthy competition with each other. So that is the second cause. The third one and the last one is that forgetting about hereafter, forgetting about religious values, not having enough time for family, for values, for religious, for worship, for everything else, but to this worldly affair. Just work, making money, trying to reach where the person wants to be. This is one of those causes that the experts in psychology are telling us that this can lead a person to having unhealthy competition. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also tells us in the Holy Quran that don't get too busy with this life. Your goal should not be this life only. You're not here only for this life. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد. Towards the end of the ayah, it's a long ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاءُ الْغُرُورِ. This is in chapter 57, verse 27. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O man, O human being, you all need to know that worldly life is only a game. It's a temporary attraction. It's a means of boastfulness among yourselves. It's a place of multiplying your wealth and your children. And then at the end he says, وَمَا الْحَيَاةُ الدُّنْيَا إِلَّا مَتَاءُ الْغُرُورِ. The worldly life is an illusion. Don't get too much busy with it. This is not your ultimate goal. If you fall into this, if this becomes your ultimate goal and you're too busy with life, you have no time for nothing but this life and yourself, but not your religious values, not your hereafter, then this can lead a person to have unhealthy competitions. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that you can have healthy competitions. You can do this through a halal way. In chapter 2, verse 148, and chapter 5, verse 48, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْتَبِقُوا الْخَيْرَاتِ Compete. Compete with each other. But compete in what? Compete in doing good. Compete in doing good deeds. Yes, even if it is a worldly goal, but you can do it from a halal way without destroying each other, without hurting each other. If you do it from a healthy way, from a healthy means, by not destroying each other, by not committing sin, by not having these symptoms, it becomes halal. Do good deeds. Do it in a good way. Promote good. Reach your goal by good means. That could be khairat as well. Khairat doesn't mean just giving charity and helping out people. Khairat means to do the right thing and promote the right thing. So if I do the right thing and I promote the right thing, it's like I'm doing khairat. I'm competing in doing good deed and spreading it. So this is that advice number 6, that I need to get to myself. Because the Quran tells me, in fact, I am well aware of myself. Chapter 75, verse 14. Man is well aware of himself. I know which one of these symptoms, which one of these illnesses I have. And Ramadan is the best month, and it's the best opportunity for me to look into myself, to review myself, and to start practicing on getting rid of these psychological illnesses or symptoms if I have. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless us so that we can worship Him more and so that we can change ourselves, inshaAllah. Allahumma aslih kulla fasidin min umur al-muslimin. Ya Allah, we ask you to end all the corruptions among the Muslims in the Muslim world. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa alihi tahirin. Wassalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.